Good morning, Dr. Gehring. How are you today?
Good morning. The sun's shining bright in Missouri. I'm doing fantastic.
Good for you. It's not here. We've had a rainy morning, and we're happy for the rain because we didn't get very much snow this year, and we want our waterways to fill up. I'm a kayaker, so I want those rivers to fill up because it makes for a lot more fun when we're on the river. Well, I just want to thank you. I know that you're really busy. Are you seeing clients? You call them patients. Are you seeing patients today?
Every day that I can, yes. I'm
Good,
working
good for
4 days
you.
a week now, so it's been great.
4 days a week. Yeah, well, that's great. And then you also, I believe you're also instructor. Is that full time for Trinity School of Natural Health?
Yes, I teach anywhere from 2 to 4 classes a month,
Okay.
covering different topics like cellular physiology to why the foundations of eating right, why water is important to the body, exercise, getting into nutrition. And in fact, recently I started teaching the master facial analysis class with Trinity, and that's been a real treat, using what Todd had learned from decades of his practice, and of course, putting
Right.
that in the Why the Face book that he published several years ago. It's been a real big hit with the kids and the other students
That's
in school.
great. As you know, Todd's been doing facial diagnosis for, gosh, over 4 decades now. And it was our shape practitioners that pushed him to write the book. Because he was helping them with their shape patient challenges, and they would call and say, okay, this is going on, and he would say, send me a picture of their face. And then he would say, okay, well, I see this and this. And they would call and they would go, what was that? What is he seeing that I'm not seeing? And then he started teaching for the state association when he was teaching the acupuncture classes. And I believe somewhere along the line, that's how we met you, through the Missouri State Chiropractic Association. But
Correct.
so we were thrilled when Trinity came and said, hey, we're looking for higher education on facial analysis, because you guys have to use the word analysis. And they asked Todd if he would do a course. And of course, he was very honored. And after the book came out, healthcare professionals and really the general public, we were having more people say, we want to learn more. Can you dive deeper? And so he developed the masterclass. And when we learned that you were the one that was assigned, I mean, Todd was just over the moon. He was so happy about that because he knows that you've been, sitting under his teaching for years, learning
Yes.
facial diagnosis. So you're the perfect person to do that. Well, when we first met you, I believe that Todd was teaching a 12-hour license renewal for acupuncture, and he had introduced facial diagnosis. And in fact, I think maybe you might have heard about SHAPE there as well, but I remember him asking for a volunteer, and I think you raised your hand, and he did a facial analysis on you. Am I remembering this correctly?
Yes, he looked at my head and saw a bucket head just like his right away, and knew that he had found a friend. Yes.
Yeah, isn't that funny? I mean, he used to call it Buckethead all the time, and now, through the class, he uses it as, bucket face, because there are 9 face shapes, but we love it, and people like to say they're a bucket head. I'm a king face, so we love that. And I think when Todd was reading your face, um, he was seeing some things with your health that he felt could benefit from doing our SHAPE program. And you jumped on board as a SHAPE practitioner November of 2010.
Yeah.
And you're one of our very first SHAPE practitioners. And we're just honored that you continue to be a SHAPE practitioner. I want to think it's because you love us, but I also believe that it's because the program works and it's great. So talk to me about your experience with becoming a shape practitioner.
Well, I think myself included, I found that a lot of patients have failed to adapt, whether it was stress of life or food. Your body can only handle so much. And
Right.
after a while, for example, on my face, I was having blood sugar signs that maybe my blood sugar metabolism was not optimal. Not
Right.
that I ever had a diabetes diagnosis or anything like that, but my body wasn't adapting as well. And what I found was I've been learning more about the face. I see that in many of my patients, we just don't adapt. And of course, it can affect the lungs, it could affect the gastrointestinal system, the brain, joints, skin, all sorts of different things. And it's basically we've lost our way on why food is important. We've lost our way on why exercise is necessary. We've lost our way on finding balance. And our body tries really hard to bring us back to balance, often at the expense of other systems in the body.
Yeah.
Soda's the biggest one, robbing minerals from the bones to create a, stable pH in the blood, for example. But my practice was, hands-on meat and potatoes chiropractic, a lot of adjusting, a lot of, deep myofascial work, acupuncture. But I never really stepped over into a lot of the functional medicine, using a lot of herbs, using homeopathy, using different things that people have been talking about for years, but I never really paid attention to. And it wasn't until started talking with Todd and you that I realized that there was something that I was missing, or something, another tool, if you will, that we could really use in practice. And so Shape was that. I mean, there's so many things that Shape has been helpful for with my patients: arthritis and skin issues. Diabetes would be a huge one. Brain inflammation, the brain fog, mood swings, those types of things. It's just the whole gambit, the whole spectrum of things that Shape has been helpful for has been very impressive. So yeah, it continues to be a great product.
Well, that's great. We always push and promote Shape is not a diet or a weight loss program. It's a total health restoration program. In fact, we say it's a lifestyle modification health restoration program. And we're all about healing people from the inside out. And shedding toxic weight just happens to be a wonderful side effect. When we can get the body functioning better, the body's going to be able to release that toxic weight. And we say all the time, as a Shape practitioner, you have your job is threefold: help people understand that food is medicine. They must change their relationship with food and embrace a healthier lifestyle. And one of the things that we're frightened of today are all the injectable drugs that they're using for weight loss. Now, it started off for the blood sugar people, and that was helping blood sugar people, but now it's become a vanity drug, and people are using it for weight loss. They could have 20 pounds to lose, and they're going to go on these injections. And it's very sad. I mean, it's going to have to play itself out. And we're going to see the fallout from that. There's going to be a lot of negative side effects from that. And I understand the desperation of people. I do. I mean, changing your relationship with food in order to be able to shed toxic weight is not an easy thing. It's not for sissies. I mean, it's not easy, right? Because we have our relationship with food. More often than not, it can be a toxic relationship, and we think that the foods that we're eating are our food friends. And life is all about the gathering, right? And being social, and food is always a part of it, and drinking is always a part of it. And we have to understand that the food industry, it needs to be reined in, because if they were to put their focus and emphasis on helping sick people get well and putting out foods that would do that for people, we wouldn't have all the lifestyle diseases that we have today. So I love it that you are all about educating people now and helping them understand that food is medicine. They've got to change their relationship with food and embrace a healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
So do you get a lot of pushback when you introduce Shape? Do you get pushback from them saying, oh, this is impossible. This is too hard?
I find it interesting how many adults don't eat vegetables, or they consider corn and potatoes and iceberg lettuce their main vegetable intake. And that's pretty sad. A lot of patterns have been developed from early on. A lot of reprogramming is needing to be done. You can have a salad, which is great, but don't drown it in ranch dressing. Simple things like that. I work in rural Missouri, and food is a big comfort item.
Yes.
I should say what they consider food, because like you were saying, the food industry really isn't interested in making people healthy. They want to give people food. They want to sell people things that are chemicals. They want to sell people things that are additives that really go against living well. And perhaps they have interest in the pharmaceutical industry. I don't want to be paranoid about it, but it seems like they're working against their customer. If they want a healthy customer to buy their food for a long period of time, they should make it something that's going to make them thrive. It's really become to the point where the food is the biggest reason people are ill. I would safely say 85% of morbidity in this world is from lifestyle choices.
Absolutely. Well, I think I read somewhere, and this was a while ago, so it might even be higher, but 75 to 90% of what walks in every doctor's office is lifestyle related.
Oh,
And, food is the fuel, right? Food is our fuel. We believe that God created the human body, and it makes sense to us that God would create the food to sustain the body. And as Dr. Todd has his saying, God created food for human life, man created food for shelf life.
Yes.
So we would always teach our patients, eat real food that God has put on this earth, food that has the ability to rot or spoil. And then Todd would say, and eat it before it does.
Yes.
So that's what it's all about. How many, as you're teaching people to change their relationship with food and embrace a healthier lifestyle, of course, let me just back up and say, when we started with patients, we would always say, look, we're going to start with a cleanse. We've got to get you cleaned up, and then we're going to shift into the phase where we stabilize you and we start reintroducing food, and then we're going to get to that lifestyle. But we would always say shape is never meant to be a prison sentence. It is not. We all have our food friends. For me, it's all things cinnamon, like cinnamon rolls are my favorite. Can't bring them in the house because I have no self-control. And if you're with me, I'm hoping you won't eat all of your cinnamon rolls so I can eat the rest of it. That's how I feel about cinnamon rolls. So, we all have our food friends, right? And I have to be very controlled with my cinnamon addiction. But, our food friend is more often than not our friend. It's what's causing a lot of the inflammation in our body. And as you start working with people and you start helping them understand that food is medicine, how often, you've been a shape practitioner for a long time and have had lots of people go through our shape program. How often do you recommend they do a periodic detox and cleanse just to kind of rein things back in if they've reverted back to old toxic habits?
Well, probably twice a year. My wife and I are very much into taking care of ourselves and being with each other for, with sound mind, body for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And all that is taking time to work on our bodies and cleaning out. So we like a springtime cleanse for sure. The liver is most active in spring. That's a great time to detoxify and support the body that way. And then maybe towards the end of the year as well, as maybe the summertime has gone through and just we might need to slow down and re-examine our relationship with food, as you described so well. So that's what I like to do. And then that's what I'm telling my patients. Let's try it for, twice a year. Take time to slow down, let your body heal. Take some time to focus really, what are you doing to your body every day? In Trinity, we talk about the foundations. The foundations are the fruits, the vegetables, the protein, the real food, the water. These are things, like you said, when we showed up on this planet, God had all sorts of things designed to help us thrive. It's only when we have gotten in the way of ourselves that we really start seeing a lot of diseases and seeing a lot of the morbidity that comes with poor choices. And our body, again, can only take so much, and it can only adapt so much. And so giving it a chance to do what it's supposed to, which is heal and maintain itself through homeostasis, and that's where it's at. So my patients love that I'm doing shape with them in the trenches, as I say. They want to know what new recipes I found. The Shape website has just been fantastic for that. So many of my patients love the recipes and the encouragement, especially on the Facebook page too. But there's a lot of great resources that they enjoy and they go after on the website. But so I think having all those things together makes it easier for them to at least give it a try twice a year. But of course, I also have patients who take the supplement regularly anyway, maybe not with the reduced calorie anti-inflammatory part of it, but they find the benefit of the body cleaning out, the support for the liver. I have this one patient, she can't go up and down the stairs unless she's taking her shape drops. I don't know if, I think it's just basically her joints have become worn out,
Right.
and there's things that really help keep her loosened and running fine. But I also
Well,
have people who take it and they love, because it's a reminder. What am I doing to myself every day?
right.
Everything that I do every day matters. And so what am I going to do? Well, part of that's going to be taking shape drops, and then hopefully that'll keep them on the path.
Well, that, takes me back to two things. Number one, I've been taking the drops every day for 15 years.
Wow.
So, we had Shape before it went viral and became a national program. And I'm 68 years old and I'm still vibrantly healthy.
Yes.
And I really attribute it to taking Shape drops. It's a part of my support supplement. And, you know, when we're telling people, Shape's not meant to be a prison sentence, we want to get them to a place that they're living a healthy lifestyle, that they're eating like maybe 80-20. There's room for them to go out and have a splurge, that's a part of life. And, we never want to squelch that for people. But we also know that every single day, every single meal, every single bite can't be inflammatory, or else we're going to suffer the consequences of that. So we like to say, Shape is all about healing people from the inside out. Or, we've changed our mission statement from used to be transforming healthcare one person at a time. And Dr. Todd says this so much that we decided we had to change our mission statement, and it's that Shape is changing the medical narrative from what's wrong to what's not right. And I know that you're another clinician. I talk to, healthcare professionals all the time, and they say people come in with this laundry list of symptoms, but nothing tests out medically that anything's wrong. Something's wrong. The patient definitely knows something's wrong, but their labs are showing that everything's normal, or their, MRIs or whatever just is coming back that there's nothing wrong. And there's, females are said, well, honey, you're stressed, and they'll put them on a SSRI. Well, Shape is all about getting to the underlying root cause, and you've embraced it, and I just love it. How many of your patients do you think, after they've done the Shape program, and wonderful that you're doing periodic cleanses, how many do you think have embraced a healthier lifestyle, that Shape has really opened their eyes and taught them that food is medicine?
I think about 60%. Again, there's a lot of reprogramming to do, and people can get stuck in old patterns and old habits pretty fast. But some
Right.
people are just night and day different. My one recent patient, she was in last week. She's lost over 100 pounds, and people are all worried that she has cancer, of course. And they're like, "Oh, you can't lose anymore. You're getting sickly." And it's like, I think people have forgotten what normal looks like. And she's
Absolutely.
very, very healthy, and she is so happy. And she can climb up. She's a farmer, so she can get on her tractor this season without having to,
Yeah.
catch her breath at the top of the ladder. She's able to get underneath, change the header on the combine. I mean, all kinds of different things. She's been excited about the gift of vitality that she's gotten back, for example. And so that's been a big thing.
Yeah.
And so that always makes me excited when I see that. Other patients, we're human. We make mistakes sometimes, sometimes
Absolutely.
more than we should. But we just general nudge, general reminder, and people can get back into it. And then they realize, hey, I'm causing myself to be healthy. I'm causing myself not to be healthy. And so that ownership is a huge part of it.
Yeah, it sure is. We would say, think about when you're getting ready to put, something in your body, whether you're eating or drinking, ask yourself one of two questions. Is this going to build me up, restore me, repair me, or is this going to break me down? And, if people think like that, they're going to stay healthiher longer for sure. But I mean, life happens, stress happens, and we get stressed, and, you know, all bets are off, right? And people just go back to what is that comfort food, and more often than not, it's toxic, and it doesn't work for them. But so many of our practitioners, Shape is the foundation. It's the starting point. When somebody comes into their office with their laundry list of symptoms, the first thing they'll do is start them on Shape, because it's a gentle detox and cleanse. It goes after that toxic burden and tackles those inflammatory symptoms and strengthens their immune organs and and they start shedding. We store toxins in our fat cells. So our goal is to help break that down and move that out. And, we're just proud. SHAPE is 14 years old as a national program, and we just continue to have wonderful success. And the thing that's most wonderful is meeting people like you. I mean, we probably would have known you just through Missouri State Chiropractic Association, but the fact that you jumped on board and became part of our SHAPE family of practitioners has just been so wonderful to get to know you over these years and support you. You're an instructor yourself, so you don't need to call Todd very often with patient challenges, because your skill set is such that you can figure it out, and you're using facial diagnosis, and that helps spot a lot of health weaknesses, so you can jump right on board and tackle that right away. Well, Eric, it's just lovely to spend some time with you this morning. I just want to appreciate your time. The work that you guys are doing at Trinity is just phenomenal. We are really pleased to have so many of your Trinity students, when they finish with their credentialing, they hear through the Trinity grapevine about the SHAPE program. And when they bring SHAPE in, it's a game changer for them. And they're just they're so passionate because they were healed holistically, and to find a full turnkey program that they can launch in their practice that helps to heal people from the inside out and help turn their life around. So I just want to thank you again for the work that you're doing at Trinity, and for sending people our way, and for teaching Dr. Todd's facial analysis masterclass. More and more people are really seeing the value of that, and we're thrilled. Todd says, he could have, he says, put me in any town and give me facial diagnosis and SHAPE ReClaimed, and in 2 years I'm going to have a thriving, successful practice again. So, we think they're both really great. We're pretty prejudiced about it, but thanks again. Any last words of wisdom or something you would like to share with, other SHAPE practitioners or potential practitioners that are looking to jump on board with our SHAPE family?
I would say it's a lot of Todd's experience and all the clinical pearls and the wisdom he shared within not only Why the Facebook, but just the different seminars and the different SHAPE symposiums that I've attended. Simple things like changing somebody's pH, helping them move water around differently in the body. Someone doesn't necessarily even need to do the full SHAPE program, but they can start with a lot of the principles that Todd has lined out, and you're going to see changes. I think you've even said, if you do nothing else, do a UA, see what's going on. Change starts in little steps sometimes. Sometimes you can jump right in and do the SHAPE program, and it's not impossible at all. I mean, there's obviously very specific things you need to do to get results and to get the change you're looking for, but it's not impossible at all. However, leading up to that, there's so many other things that you can do to change people's physiology for the best. So I mean, there's so many different levels, so many great, like I said, pearls of wisdom that I use every day, and I'm probably going to use until I stop practicing. There's so many great things in this whole program, so I'm never going to stop it.
Well, Todd says at this point in his career, he's retired from private practice, and right now, our passion is to help younger practitioners. Todd was really successful and had a thriving practice, and he wants to take everything that he learns and download it to you guys. And him developing the SHAPE drops, I mean, we say all the time that they're our secret sauce, that it really helps to improve the communication between the hypothalamus and the pituitary, and then it sends clear messages down to the entire body, and helps to heal that metabolic dysfunction. And then our secret weapon is urine testing, right? I mean, when we can spot that the body is getting, signs of being starved, and we can adjust their food intake, between the drops and urine testing, and really educating people and helping them, change their relationship with food. And you're doing just a masterful job, and we're just proud that you're part of our Shape family and that you represent Shape Reclaimed and that you're helping heal people. We would have never, ever had the opportunity to treat the farmer that you've helped lose 100 pounds and she can get up on her tractor. We would have never met her, but through you, we're helping heal people and other practitioners across the country. So I just want to thank you, Eric. Thanks so much for being a part of our family, and we love you and can't wait to see, all the great things that are just going to continue coming with your practice.
Well, you're welcome. I'm so glad I was able to meet you and Todd as well. It's really changed my practice and my life in a great way.
Thanks, Eric. Take good care.
Thank you.